Hi, everybody. Welcome to the pod. We are recording on a Sunday morning. A little Sunday morning vibes in the studio. Today we have on the pod a very funny stand-up comedian and a human resources HR professional, Bobby Condon, who has come to try to get our company in order. Hit the music. Here we go. Let's get these questions from the DMs. Yep. Well, that's what I heard. So, what do you want me to tell you? Thank you so much for coming, Bobby.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me, Emma. Or do I got to call you Frex?
You can call me Emma.
Okay, cool.
So you're an HR professional of many years.
Yeah, 16 years.
Oh, 16.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay,
Yeah.
so what is HR first?
What is HR?
And you work in corporate.
I work in corporate.
Okay.
HR is like the cops. The cops they're the least liked people in any company.
Mm.
We don't have anything to do with the actual business or the product that's being made. We're just administering humans. So, all right, when I went into HR, I thought it was resources for humans.
Yes.
Right? But it's not.
Okay.
It's dealing with human resources.
Humans as the resource.
Humans as the
managing
resource.
their moods, their drug addictions, their affairs, their office seating, their hiring, their firing.
Look at this.
Their health benefits.
Yeah.
Right?
And payroll.
And payroll.
And recruiting.
Woo.
And performance and discipline.
Now, what on earth made you want to go into this field?
My mom even worked in it. I'm a Nepo baby.
Nepo baby.
Yeah, I'm the worst kind of Nepo baby in HR. Like, my mom was the HR director at a small bank back home. And
where's home?
The suburbs of Chicago.
Okay.
And I worked these little odd jobs and stuff at the bank. And she didn't want me to work in the department because it would look bad, of course. But then one day I came back from college and this is a fucking boring story.
No, keep going.
One of the managers
I'll
below
definitely
her.
gonna let you know if I get bored.
One of the managers below her needed help in her department, which was training tellers. I was studying to be a teacher at the time. And so they're like, all right, you train tellers, you're studying to be a teacher, these go together.
Yeah.
And so I did that for a little while during a school break. And then I didn't end up getting a teaching certification. I stayed in the training. Then I moved in the other parts of HR. And then pretty soon I had to leave.
So you were training tellers. So you were training human individuals to ruin my fucking day by taking so long? Is that the direct instructions you gave them?
I was actually a good trainer. And what do you mean ruin your day? When's the last time you saw a fucking teller?
They're slow. They're meticulous. They're slow.
Do you go to the bank? Are you 80 years old?
I do go to the bank because I'll tell you why I go to the bank. Because I do the books for a plumber in Jersey. This is all true.
Really?
Just for a little cash. I like to have a little cash. So and then I take all the checks that I do all the accounting for him. So then I take all the checks and I go to the bank and I put them in.
Okay. Yeah, it's not the cream of the crop that works there.
Yeah. You know? Actually, there is one lady who's so on it. She knows everybody's name. Everybody knows her name. She's clearly the golden child there.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's clearly been doing it. Anyway, she's very good.
Okay.
Some of the other people have real problems.
Yeah. Well, I trained a lot of them. They got real problems. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they're also children. The kids that I trained, they were they'd be 17 years old and they're dealing with massive amounts of money. And we're teaching them what to do in case they get fucking robbed. They're children.
Now, this is interesting. First of all, how much would you say a bank teller makes?
Oh, jeez. Back when I was banging, it was $12 an hour. I'd say probably
that's terrible.
It's
an hourly job?
Very, very low paying. Yeah. But I also worked at a local independent bank. So we were the lowest paying in the area.
Okay.
Now probably $20 an hour. I don't know.
Damn. I thought it was a salary. Go ahead.
How do you teach someone what to do if a bank robbery happens? What's
you want to know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know.
All right. So I don't know if I'm supposed to repeat this, but the bank that I worked for is no longer, they got bought by another bank, so I can say this. Mm-hmm. It's do exactly what they say. So if they say no bait money, you don't give them bait money.
What's a bait money?
Okay, bait money. All right, there's two types of bait money, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Bait, B-A-I-T.
Okay.
There's the
Chicago's coming out.
Yeah.
The debate money.
I was like, the debate money or the bank money? I was like, what did he say? The bank or debate?
Don't give them the bank money, okay? You give them the auto money. No, it's
debate money.
You guys talking to me about fucking accents. Jesus Christ. Just point that a little more toward me? Okay,
we don't want to miss a word. Okay, the bait money.
The bait money, there's two packs. There's There's a small one where the serial numbers are recorded so that they catch you with it. They can, they can proof. And there's the one with the die pack, right? So, and the die pack explodes. And so a die pack, you take it off the drawer. And once you take it off the drawer, it's activated. You put it in the bag and then it goes through the door. Once it exits the door, there's a sensor over here. And then it'll explode like 30 seconds after
Will
it
it
goes
kill
through
the
door.
person holding it?
No, it just dies all the money. It's not a fucking bomb.
Like Good Times.
Sounded like, wait.
Yeah, like Good exactly.
Yeah, you
exactly
seen
like
Good Times? Incredible movie.
No.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Emma, you
it's
you
so
have to see
good.
It's fantastic.
I feel like this was not in Ocean's 11.
Way better than Uncut Gems too, by the way. I'm
Me
gonna
too.
say.
I
Okay.
totally
Yeah.
agree.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm going to watch it.
I
Okay.
told my agents, I go, can you get me in a Safdie Brothers movie? And they laughed. they said book a commercial.
How about a Chili's commercial?
I go, no, what about the best director of all time?
What about the hottest up and coming director
I go,
brothers?
Scorsese, me? They go, how about the Nabisco spots?
How about Nilla wafers? You love them? You like them or you love them? Okay, so I had no idea about this. Okay, so there's one bait money that's tracked, one bait money that blows up.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay, and also, you're not so the common misconception they do in the movies is they hit the alarm as soon as they realize it's a robbery, but you're not supposed to hit the alarm until they walk out the door. And why is that? Cops get there too quick, and what do you
they'll
got?
kill you. It's a hostage
shoot
situation.
Hostage situation.
Oh.
There you
Yes.
go.
So
Inside job.
yes.
Wait, hold on, pause. I've never heard of this in my life. Why do you know everything, Sebastian?
Because this is a boy thing. Like boys
Yes.
like movies about bank robbers. We watch
100%.
old time bank robbers to new time bank
It all
robbers.
makes
Exactly.
sense. Everyone in the
Dog Day
studio,
Afternoon.
100% male staff is all nodding. Like, yes, of course I've heard of the bait money. Of course I've heard of the die bag. Of course I've heard of the yes. Of course you don't flip the switch till they leave. So of course you would have a hostage situation. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That-
Okay.
When I'm a little boy, that was always an option.
Oh, absolutely.
Up until I was like 12, I was like, oh, well, I could rob a bank.
Oh, I see.
It's
Okay.
funny that you say up until. I mean, I still think of it as an option.
Yeah.
Like as a last resort
course.
option. And
Yeah.
I know how it works. I know what to do.
I don't go to McDonald's, strip clubs, and banks because of temptation.
Okay. So you don't flip the switch till the bank robber leaves because you don't want a hostage situation.
Correct. But which makes the silent alarm kind of. It always kind of puzzled me because like then pick up the phone and call the fucking cops after they leave. Like what difference does it make
Right.
if you press a special button or you call them and say we've been robbed, you know?
Right.
But it's like it goes straight to the cops and yada yada yada. So there was a couple bank robberies when I was there, and a couple of my trainees got robbed, but it's like they get $2,000 and they get caught down the street. I mean, like
Right.
they almost
It's not
never
worth it.
get
Doesn't
away with
pay.
no. Yeah.
That's why everyone's gone into the fentanyl business because the bank robbery doesn't pay anymore.
No. And it's like they and by the way, my next job, that's where they would steal fentanyl too. So I worked at
Okay, what's the next job?
okay.
Yeah, please.
Should we just go into it now?
World's
I mean,
most
we're
interesting
done with the
man.
bank shit.
Yes, we're
all
done.
right?
We're done.
All
Bank
right.
is boring.
Next company, because I had to not work for my mom anymore. I worked at a medical device manufacturing and medical waste processing company.
And you're doing HR for that.
I was HR,
How many employees would you say in that company?
600 employees across the country.
That's big.
Did you ever have a crush on an employee?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So who
yeah,
do you-
I was engaged to be married to one of
So
my
you had to
employees.
report yourself to yourself.
Yeah. I had to report to my mom at the other one. I reported to my mommy,
Mommy.
and she, believe it or not, she approved. But
Okay, so you worked in a medical manufacturing.
yes,
Okay.
and we also what we would do is it was also medical waste disposal, which is like all the biohazards, including expired medication. But I remember once, so we went on a tour of one of the plants when we first started, and my manager started like a week before I did. Okay, so we do this tour together, and as we're going through the tour, because what they do, they take these big buckets of medical waste, dump it into a fucking thing, chop it up, boil it, and then put it in a special dump, right? And as we're walking through, my manager, she's like, "Do they have like limbs and stuff in here?" And I was thinking, oh my God, that is so embarrassing that she asked that. Of course they don't have limbs. And the guy's like, yeah, we get some limbs,
Wow.
So they do get there's some limbs. Yeah.
Wow. So
But-
limbs and pills.
Limbs and pills.
And needles.
Because anything that's like fentanyl or propofol or whatever, like the minute that it's expired, The hospital has to get rid of it, but the shit still works.
Yeah.
And so like
That's
people
when I would hop in the garbage at my family's.
Yeah.
They throw the Vicodin in the garbage. It's
Yeah,
bad.
hop right in.
They went straight to school.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, the shit worked for many years after.
So was that a big problem with the employees?
Yes. It
Yeah.
was, and there was some, I think like some kind of like big operations working in there that all got caught and stuff. But yeah, it was like that was definitely a recurring concern.
So what was your role? Like you'd have to call people in the office and say, "Hey, we're missing 32 pills," and your pupils will go a little dilated.
Here's my role. I got one call
Okay.
from an employee's disgruntled ex that ratted
I
him
love
out
that.
for doing this.
Ugh.
And I called my manager and said, "Okay, I got this call. Here you go." And they dealt with it because
And what did
that
she
was above
say?
my
She said,
pay grade.
"I just want you to know
Yeah.
what's going on at your
So and
company."
so is stealing
Wow.
fentanyl out of the things. And dude, I was so naive. I was like, "You can do that?" And like I was like, "Oh, we got that. Oh shit." I didn't even think of it because I worked in corporate.
Yeah.
I mean, I was technically their HR rep, but I wasn't,
Yeah.
hate to say it, dealing with them that much. I mean, I was one person for 632
Right.
people, So
Interesting.
yeah.
So then what was after that? What company was after that?
After that, that's when I moved here. I worked for a small tech company that builds like apps and websites and stuff. That was
And what's the
started.
big problem in tech companies?
What's the big problem in
Sex?
tech companies? The people that run them.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
Well,
Strippers?
they're just. I mean, I'm not talking about my company, but
Of course not.
they're not. You come up with an idea, and the idea is good. Then you got to run a business, and nobody knows how to run a business or wants to know, and that's where they fall apart. Like so, this company, which is still going, and they're doing fine, but it's like when they started, they were making money hand over fist because they were doing something that few other people do. But then the world catches up, and then like business runners and people that know how to run a business and extract money and shit come in and make it very difficult. But I think in the tech industry at large, not my company, but yeah, you got CEOs and shit that don't live by any rules whatsoever, and they have no idea how to behave appropriately in a corporate setting, and
Right.
it's bad.
So it's interesting that you're such a good stand-up comedian and you also know how to behave in a corporate setting. I feel like that's what's really hard for a lot of comics.
Yeah, it is.
It's like when they get a
fucking
writing
children.
job, they're like, "Oh, you have to be here like every day on time."
Yeah. You know why though, Emma?
Yeah.
Because I didn't start comedy until I was 30 years old.
Right.
Like I had a whole life before, but yeah, it's annoying to me. My friends in comedy, they can't fucking, yeah. They show up, be there on time. My God.
So let's get into the day. Let's get into today.
We were 45 minutes late.
Yeah. So my staff. So let's talk about my staff. So the recording was for 11 a.m. This is a Sunday.
Bring it
morning.
on.
I feel like 11 a.m. was a test now.
We're recording at 11 a.m. on a Sunday, and the reason that we're recording is because Michael was pooping and puking, was shitting and puking.
Pooping and shitting? Jesus.
I puked on Thursday. That was like the last straw. I was trying to hold out so we could record on Thursday, and then I puked at like 4.
Yeah, once you puke,
like
you
an
gotta
hour
go.
before, and I was like,
once you puke, you're done.
So we
I didn't want to
rescheduled.
come in.
So what?
I didn't want to come in if he's puking.
Yeah, me either.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I hadn't done that
He was
yet.
sussing it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I did, and then it was game over.
So we rescheduled to the very risky time of 11 a.m. on a Sunday, it's a risk. It is totally. Now, I had no problem getting up this morning because I had to stay in all weekend because I had my face lasered on Friday, which is 3 days of downtime. I don't know if you can tell, but yesterday my face was big like a chipmunk. Couldn't go outside. So I showed up at.
Go outside, people throw you nuts.
Yeah.
An old man took her home
Yeah.
to the retirement village.
Some teen on the block came out with a paintball gun and started shooting me. No, I did look like a little squirrel. So I didn't go out last night, so I had no problem waking up this morning. So I showed up at. Okay, you showed up at 10 to 11, which is the appropriate time.
I showed up at 10:45.
If you're not early, you're late.
Yeah.
Which
Lombardi
is,
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. If you're on time, you're late.
Yes.
And if you're late, you're fired.
Yes.
So, and then I showed up so you were here before me.
Yeah.
I got here at 5 to 11 and the boys got here at like 11:30.
No, I did not get here at 11:30.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's a little unfair,
you got here
Mike.
at like 11:10, but then you had lost your wallet.
I lost
what's
my
with
wallet.
the losing the wallet, by the way?
That's
another
insane.
comedian thing,
Oh
by the
my
way.
good
Not
God.
no offense to you, but a lot of comedians losing their fucking wallet.
It's so
Offense
weird.
to him.
Do you guys very much offense to me?
Yeah, what are you protecting?
I'm running this fucking business all by myself. And then I got food poisoning that took 2 days out of my week. I have so much shit going on. It's not to compare
texted
me to
her.
comedians who listen. I was part of the class for a while. Those fucking guys, they can't show up on time because they can't get off the couch. I lose my wallet because all right, it's getting cut. Whatever, fuck it.
Well, seems like we struck a nerve.
Good Lord.
it got too real.
Anytime, like what I expect from the fourth mic producer, Mike, is to come in with a comment here or there, or like if we say, "Hey, Mike, what about this? What about that?" They respond, but Mike does a monologue every episode, so I have to go.
Not every episode.
So what do you think? So then Sebastian showed up at what, 11:15?
11, 12, 11, 13, I was here.
Okay, that's
Okay.
look, for a Sunday morning, I think everyone was fine. I think that's
Under
fine.
15 minutes late is no big deal.
I think it's okay, especially for like a weekend morning.
And I'll
I
tell
think
you
everybody
this.
was fine.
If I'm going to be late, I'm usually close on time, but if I'm going to be late, I'm not coming in with a bad attitude.
Okay, well
Yeah.
I think
that's good.
too many people are late and then mope around
Yes.
Oh,
and apologize
yeah.
about it forever.
Yeah,
That's why we had to let Billie June go.
Yes.
Now I was a little bit of an HR person. I did a soft firing.
Oh, how did that go?
So we had my great friend who I love, and I love him. But we had my friend Billie June, who was on that mic over
Great
there
name.
when we started the show.
Yeah.
Incredible person.
Okay.
Just this
Good.
incredible, funny kid. But in my mind, when we started the show, I was like, I wanted to have a stern vibe where people are working on the show, and then we kind of pull them in and chat with them. But the thing is,
Okay.
nobody's working here because this is not a radio station. so there's actually nothing to do other than to sit and be on the show. So then one day I go, Billy, what about just come and no mic? What about no mic? And he goes, but what would I do?
You suggested that? Oh my God. That's like
It's the most inappropriate way to fire someone because I was like not really saying what needed to be said.
no, and that's not even a soft firing. That's
not even appropriate.
nothing. That's a quarter measure.
It was nothing.
Wow.
It was so wrong.
Brutal. Poor Billy.
Something about
What's
life.
he up to these days?
Billy's thriving. He's producing a big tour. He's like
Okay.
he's all
He's
about
crushing.
that.
This
Yeah,
was his
okay.
B
He
job.
didn't need to be here.
Yeah.
Like,
How about no
he didn't need
mic?
us. We were holding him down. But I go, how about no mic? He goes, but what would I do if there wasn't a mic? I go, that's such a good question. And he's like, he's like, I'm not trying to be difficult or say that like I should be on the show more, but like, wouldn't it be weird if I was just sitting there with no mic? It's like, that would be weird.
Just occasionally just cut to him.
That is so
That
funny.
was not my best HR moment, but I feel like a lot of life is learning how to be a leader.
Yeah, and firing someone is the hardest thing to do.
By the way, it wasn't even a firing. He was like, he wasn't even getting paid. Like we're not.
No, sure, but that's a firing. That is some sort of
It's a firing squad.
You like let him go. You know,
Yeah.
like you got a bus driver. It's like, hey, how about you sit in the back this time? Like,
It's like, oh, I don't drive the bus anymore.
Yeah.
Like, no, but you can still come.
Yeah,
you can
good.
still be here. We love you.
be on the bus. We
just be
love you on the bus.
We love when you're on the bus. Just hang on the bus. Like, but I'm the bus driver. Like that's the only job I do here.
Yeah. Well, you fired him,
Yep, definitely.
and it is it's a hard thing to do. And like in HR, I'll tell you, a lot of people think that I do the firing.
Okay,
I never do the firing.
Really?
I sit in the room.
To make sure that there's nothing inappropriate.
Make sure it goes
Make
okay.
sure the boss doesn't go, we're firing you because your tits are sloppy.
Yeah.
Get those tits tight and come back.
Hey, welcome back. You tighten up the tits. but it is like because it's like the manager decides to fire him.
Okay.
So it's like I'm not gonna fucking I'm not doing it. You know, I'm actually the nice guy.
The manager decides to fire, so then you call them in. So it's you, the manager, and the person.
Yes.
And you're kind of just making sure that everything is according to code.
Making sure everything's all right, and also like explaining a lot of the housekeeping details at the end. Like you can extend your insurance. Here's what a severance looks like, or blah 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 blah. But it's also like I think in a real way, I'm the nice face in there, because it's like the manager wants you gone. I don't want you gone. I don't give a shit. You know, I like you. You know, but and so it's just like I'm the good cop.
I like those tits, not me.
Listen, I kind of like sloppy tits. I'm a freak like that.
My hands are tied.
Have you ever had like a firing that went bad? Like someone like reacted really big or something memorable?
Yeah, but nothing really crazy. I mean, there's certainly been tears before.
Of course.
There's been there's I can't.
You can't say specifics.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
But there's been some bad, but mostly they're pretty.
No one ever tried to take a swing or something.
No.
The only one that breaks my heart is when it's like someone who's maybe aging out of the company and they really need the job. That kills me to even think about. Like I'm getting tears in my eyes to think about. And then they let them go near Christmas and they go, how am I going to get gifts for my kids?
How am I going to get kids?
How am I going to get gifts
How am I going to get kids now? I'm aged out of the company. I can't have children anymore.
That makes me sad.
Well, yeah, but there's laws to protect people from being purely aged out of company.
For that.
Sure.
And they'll usually just settle with you because they go, I don't know. I guess he was old.
the judge is like, look,
he
is old as fuck.
So we're going to go ahead and award him damages because he was old. Now, how do you think the HR at the White House is? Like, who's going to have to tell Joe Biden he's aging out of the job? Why did I take it there? Do you think
you really did that,
someone
didn't
should
you?
say it.
Because I was just thinking about like old people aging out of jobs. I go, oh, Joe, he's got.
I mean, who's going to say for Congress?
Yeah,
What?
someone's for like Dianne Feinstein. All the
Oh,
Mitch, what's the
yeah.
guy? Mitch McConnell.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. The McConnell shit is crazy.
What do you
Who's
think-
going to step in?
What do
Yeah.
you think the HR department in like Congress or the White House is like?
I don't think they have one. Not
Come
We're
on.
the
nobody.
HR
They have
department.
to.
They have to for the staff, but not for not Mitch McConnell's doesn't have an HR person. I think Mitch McConnell's whole little corporation under him does.
Oh,
Because it is like, I mean, look at Mitch McConnell. He fucking had a fucking aneurysm two times.
Yeah.
You know? And Biden's gonna be aged out this next election.
oh yeah, exactly.
You know?
No, if we're lucky.
You think?
I
Well,
don't
we're
know.
gonna get Trump, you know.
If we don't get someone other than him, we are going to get Trump. That's why
Yeah.
we need to get the HR department. You don't think that the White House has an HR department?
No,
They
I think-
have to.
Okay, but it's not
Well,
something
what do you
that
think? The Young Turks is the HR department of the White House?
I don't think it's not. I think the HR department at a White House is probably very stringent, but it's like, but when you say Joe Biden, I don't think anyone's talking to them. Like they're like the company itself.
Sure. Think about Monica Lewinsky. She had to go outside the White House in order to like report what was happening.
Yeah.
It wasn't like she could go to anyone in the
She
White
didn't
House.
report what was happening.
But
She didn't?
No.
Well, it was Linda
did?
Tripp that
They
did.
did.
It was-
No.
Yeah. I
They
never
did,
followed up on the story.
No, Ken Starr. They were investigating Clinton for real estate stuff.
Well,
And then they just took it upon themselves to look into absolutely everything. And then they got Linda Tripp saying, oh, my friend, I recorded the conversations conveniently.
yeah.
And poor Monica. Now, okay, so poor Monica Lewinsky, you're not allowed to treat someone like that anymore
No.
from an HR perspective.
No.
She was treated so badly.
Yeah.
It's so unfair.
But here's what I was going to say
Although
about.
obviously it's not being, well, but she was an employee. So there had to be some type of,
Intern.
But
Yeah.
here's the thing though. HR, this is going back to the root of the title, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's human resources.
yes.
So Monica Lewinsky was a resource, a very low one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the more cynical but true HR function in a place like the White House is that nothing gets out anywhere. It's not to help. They don't exist to help her.
Right.
They exist to shut her the fuck up
Right.
if something bad happens, you know?
Yeah.
Ain't like that. It shouldn't be like that at any company, but effectively, that's how it works a lot of times. And I bet you in a White House, like 100%, it's like HR to whatever degree there is an HR there, and of course there is. Their function is nothing gets out anywhere.
Oh, you know what? We need to take a break and we'll be right back with more ways we can improve the company.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
All right, everybody, welcome back. So how much of an issue is office affairs in the HR world?
I don't think it's that much of an issue. I've investigated one sexual harassment complaint in my career.
Walk us through what it's like to investigate that.
Well, you're conducting a lot of interviews, and they're uncomfortable interviews for everyone involved.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't, I mean, again, I've only had to do one, thankfully. You're conducting a lot of uncomfortable interviews, and no matter what the outcome, one person is going to be extremely upset with it, you know? And so that's how, I mean, in a nutshell, that's what it is. Uncomfortable discussions and really pissing someone off.
Right. And so it's a lot of being like, did you ever see this person behave inappropriately? Do you remember? So like within our company, on our intern's first day, Sebastian goes, bro, do you eat pussy? Now, what do we think the investigation is going to be like that? Into that?
I'd ask Sebastian, did you say that?
And then
he
you
would
go to
say,
Mike.
Wait, I'll answer. Go ahead, ask me. Ready?
Did you say that?
Did I say what?
Do you eat pussy?
Sounds like me.
and then I go back to the accuser and I'd say, he didn't admit to it. Nothing we can do.
No, you'd probably have to go to Mike and you'd be like, do you remember on this date when Sebastian yelled at the intern, bro, do you eat pussy?
And I would go up to Mike. I'd be like, all right, this is going to sound crazy. But all right, bear with me here, Mike.
Uh-huh.
Did you hear Sebastian say, bro, do you eat pussy? He wouldn't say anything like that, would he? Mike, would he?
Sounds like Sebastian.
Okay, so now you have two people saying yes, but you're still.
Then I go back to the accuser. I'm like, nobody admitted to it though. Like, that's not. I mean, that's not how it would go. But hey, I just in case any of my colleagues are watching now, you know. But I think that's how a lot of them go. You know. Yeah. Okay, I know I'm moving it again, Mike, because it does make me uncomfortable to talk about this shit.
Well, here's a topic that's a little easier to talk about. Will Smith's former assistant and friend went on some podcast and said, quote, there was a couch and Will was bent over the couch and Dwayne was standing up killing him like murder. It was murder in there. End quote. Did you see this?
Is this a real quote?
Said this assistant or some guy who I have no respect for. I just have no respect for this type of behavior.
For this,
where like you have a falling out with someone and you go and try to like slander them, true or not, disgusting fucking behavior.
Total bullshit.
I have no respect for this. Basically saying that he walked in on Will Smith. Now I'm going to repeat what he said. Basically said that he walked in on Will Smith getting his back blown out by some other actor guy.
Okay.
And the podcast that he said this on looked like he was being filmed on Ring cameras. Like, why was the production so?
It was incredible. It was just like so cheap. We have a higher production here.
We do.
This is great production value here.
Yeah, this is incredible.
Yeah. I'm looking at myself. Yeah.
I guess that's not an HR issue. I just wanted to bring that up to the floor for any discussion. You guys,
I guess your point is, if you have a big news drop like that, we have a better production.
Yeah.
Let's get it in 4K.
Yeah.
Come here and say that shit.
Come here and say it on a black magic camera with beautiful studio lighting. And interns. We have interns here. That show didn't have interns.
Well, we had interns.
Yeah. Until they got demiked.
Unfortunately, for legal reasons, they're no longer with the company.
So this guy said this in how long ago did he stop being Will Smith's assistant?
Recently.
And he just turned around and said that.
What
a piece of shit.
Isn't that shitty?
You know?
Whether it's true, it's so salacious. Like the details of the way he said it are what made it like.
Yeah.
Even like I had to repeat it because he goes, killing him. It was murder in there. It was murder in there.
That is, I mean, it's kind of a funny way to
the host of the podcast is going, hold on. I have to process this. And he's going murder, just blowing his back out, murder. And she's going, like she's like blown away.
That is so. Wait, did they disclose who the other actor was?
Yeah, Dwayne Martin, who I don't know who that is.
I don't know who it is,
I
but
don't know either.
sounds like he could lay the pipe.
Yeah, he sounds like he's a nice man.
Looking
Yeah.
it up. You know, we would have like stuff like where people talk shit about the company on Facebook or whatever.
Oh, interesting.
That and when that happens, well, you got to go. Like and that we have definitely and for sure. And I downloaded Snapchat to get one of them. They were doing like
Get one of 'em.
to Snapchat, and that one I couldn't find it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like I think I had to friend them to look at their. I don't know how Snapchat works, but I had to make up an account and then
and what
try
was
to
your
friend
account
them.
at? Not HR.
But yeah, but we definitely in the older days at the bank when people would go on Facebook, and it's just like, and again, you kind of feel bad because it's like these are tellers, right? They're 18-year-old, 17-year-old, 19-year-old kids are fucking idiots, and they're like, my manager's a fucking bitch, blah 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 blah, and then you call them in, it's like print out like.
Oh,
Bye bye, you
print
know,
it
like,
out.
and oh yeah,
Yeah.
you fucking print it out, and
damn.
you know, and it's like there's a certain amount of satisfaction in it because it's just like you fucking idiot,
I
you
know.
But it's also
No one teaches. Are you teaching kids as you're training them? Like, don't speak about us on the internet.
you know, no, we weren't. I wonder. I bet
At
you
that
that has
time.
become because this is
Yes.
this is mid 2000s, but like I bet you now that would be more of the curriculum because I think. Because people got to know that.
The people
now,
gotta
I
know.
got to imagine.
Now, is it a big thing, like when you're doing hiring, that you look at people's social media presence? And have you ever had to deny a job because someone was spending too much time at Senior Frogs down in Cancun?
I don't.
Too many posts from down in Cancun?
You know.
Too many yards of LITs.
Too many Long Island iced teas. I done went down to Cancun. I done had 17 Long Island iced teas. I done put a couple of things on Facebook that I do regret. And
What state is that accent?
I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was.
I don't deal with the hiring stuff that much.
Okay.
And they do that a lot less than I think you'd expect.
Okay.
Because I think, I don't know, but because I always kind of worried applying for HR jobs. I'm like, my Instagram is
do
my
people
name.
know at work that you're a comedian?
Some people.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't like hide. I don't like walk around and, but some people know. But I think it's more of it's a thing now where social media has become such a real, actual part of our, like, tangible part of our life that people are more like, all right, as long as you don't say anything about your job, you have your own, it's freedom of speech, like quite literally, unless you have some sort of morality clause in your contract or whatever,
And I guess at this point, if you are really strict about people's social media footprint, you would never be able to hire anybody.
Exactly.
Like
yeah.
it's changing for politics too. It used to be like, oh, if you had one wild post from back in the day, you could not like be in office. Now it's like, oh, nobody would be in office.
No, yeah.
If we actually held up that standard.
I think about that too, as it's like in the next crop of politicians, there's going to be hundreds of people with nudes of all of them.
Hundreds.
Yes.
Like we're going to see like ass and pussy from every
Yes, and,
congressperson going
really
forward. Yeah.
spread and stuff.
Spread.
You know, like,
No, full.
Like it's really
America I want to live in.
Yeah.
I can't
support
fucking
it.
wait.
Yeah.
But I do wonder, like, what's going to be they're going to develop some sort of technology that's going to be able to wipe all that shit somehow. Because I just can't foresee how that would be acceptable in like a political world that you can see everyone's nudes that run the fucking country.
Yeah. Because like Mitch McConnell has nudes. They're just Polaroids. We don't have them.
I would love to see
They're
Mitch McConnell.
lithographs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but these kids coming up, we're going to have them.
Yeah. Like I wonder, AOC, are there any with her?
Definitely.
How have they not come out?
I don't know. I mean, like that video came out of her dancing. It wasn't scandalous, but they were trying to embarrass her with it. And she goes, dude, I'm like 30 years old and I made this video in college. Like, who cares? Like, how
Yeah.
embarrassing for you that you think this is going to hurt me?
Yeah.
Well, what were you going to say?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, do you think that maybe that attitude will prevail even in like the nudes world? Where it's
100%.
like, yeah, I guess so.
Yep.
So I like had that conversation with my mom when the
When
fappening
her
happened.
nudes leaked?
No, it went.
Stop.
Don't even.
Okay, you're
Yeah.
right. Sorry.
When
sorry.
when
Disrespectful.
when the Jennifer Lawrence thing
Yes,
happened,
I remember those.
and she like I had the conversation with her, and she's like, "Well, what's she doing taking pictures of herself naked?" I'm like, "Ma,
Yeah.
you can't look at it like that." But
Yeah.
that generation still looks at it like that.
Right.
We're gonna be way different.
Whereas our generation, like, I wouldn't even look at the pics. I go, it's not right.
They're
Really?
a victim.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence
She's
is
a
a victim,
victim,
for
yeah.
it being leaked.
100%.
And I
Whereas, like,
think everyone thinks of her as the person that's like should be in trouble.
That's kind of like how
Like
my mom
the
approached
older
it.
people
Yeah.
do. But
Yes.
we're like,
Yeah.
I'm like, out of respect, I won't even look at those. It's not right.
Yeah. I mean, she was a victim.
So
Yeah.
and
just say yeah
she was-
and move forward.
Okay.
yeah. I felt the same way. Behaved a little different, but I felt the same way.
Well, I will, of course, always support the girls. So these boys, I can't control what they do. They are monsters. But I will do the right thing by the girls. Go on. What were you saying?
No, that's it.
That's it.
That I like that attitude will prevail, but like me and Sebastian and probably Mike too,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna say this is terrible that this is happening. Click, click, click,
Okay.
click, click,
Click, click,
save,
click.
save. You know, like I mean, and that I don't know.
But then she went and she did that movie where she is full frontal nude.
Yeah,
No hard
but-
feelings. She's probably like, I'm going to make a bunch of money. People have already seen this.
yeah.
I have nothing to hide.
But that's like 7 years later. Like, I mean, like when
I'm
that
sure it was
happened, that must have been,
traumatizing.
yeah, I can't even
Horrible.
imagine. You know, like, and yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel bad.
And it's also like,
Yeah,
and it's
you
also,
should feel bad, Sebastian, because we know what you did.
I don't actually think I've seen them. I've seen
Yeah.
other. I never went to the
You don't
Fappening.
think,
I,
huh?
Oh, no?
I was confused when you said that.
oh, that's what they called
That
it.
was when all the celebrities got their iClouds hacked,
Yeah.
and they got
Yeah.
all these nudes and
They
released
called
them.
this.
I guess Jennifer Lawrence was maybe the biggest one
highest
because that's the
profile.
one we think about.
I think I was
Yeah.
doing pills at the time. So,
Oh, so you had bigger,
I think I
bigger
think I
fish
found
to
a-
fry.
Yeah.
You were at the massage parlor doing your own fappening.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, you
I
were
can
like,
get a rub and tug
you're like,
on-
what
on
about
top of
Rosita?
Mexican place.
He
No,
was
I'm
busy.
kidding. That's a joke. Never did that.
Just imagine Sebastian like maybe he in 10 years has to apply for a corporate job and they just pull that clip up. Imagine sitting there and they pull a clip up.
See, this is why nobody's got the time to comb through all that.
Yeah, the podcast police are overstaffed. I mean, understaffed and overworked. So
Yeah, that's for sure.
Also,
But-
everything's. I'm joking. We're joking around. I think that's also something that's annoying about
Yeah.
that world. Is not
sure.
taking stuff lightly as jokes.
Yes, and I mean, like even like it made me stressed out to go through that scenario of like a sexual harassment because I'm still thinking like, oh God, did people think like if people see me say that, are they going to think? But that's more, I suppose, my colleagues and stuff. But it is like the joke, like I don't know, you feel like you can't joke as much.
wait,
You know?
you're saying that you feel like when we were just joking about the sexual harassment investigation, like you
Yeah.
don't want people to think that you actually don't take things seriously.
Yeah,
So we'll say for the record, he does take things seriously. This is
Yeah.
a comedy podcast.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Of course, it's about lying, exaggerating.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. What do you guys think about the Hassan thing?
I don't care. I actually
Yeah.
thought that his video
Yeah.
response was good.
I thought so too.
And it also like happened during this like really horrifically traumatizing time for people in the world.
Yeah,
It's like, who cares?
yeah.
That he was like, what did he even do? He like exaggerated.
He created
But we all are
entertainment.
exaggerating.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, and it's also like it's funny. I thought his response video really exposed that reporter for doing the same exact thing. Like you're exaggerating
Right.
that he's exaggerating.
Yeah, like he was taking things and he was putting the lens on it that he wanted to for what he was for his piece.
Yeah. Yes.
And
Yeah.
I don't know who the reporter
she.
was. She
Yeah.
was
Of
taking
course. Hate
I
to
don't
say it,
support
but
them.
of course.
I don't support these boys. So, and she was taking the material and putting it through her lens for her piece.
Yes.
Everyone's just putting things through a lens. And I don't think it's wrong to do it either way, but I think the only thing that's wrong is when you can't see things for what they are.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
when
look
people,
at you. Very good. Very good.
thank you.
Yeah.
Very good tie up the
Yeah,
knot.
very nice.
I think one thing that I liked, he seems media trained.
Oh, he is.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I would love, Emma, if we could get someone here that teaches how to media train.
Let's do that.
I think that would be so fun.
We could use a little media.
We could
training.
use a little media training.
Yeah.
That's good.
I did. I was doing some social media stuff for like for the show that I was on, and I would interview the girls on the red carpet, and like a lot of the questions I was like, should we ask them about Putin? And the people I was working with who are so funny and great, but they're like, no. You go, what was your favorite part of filming the show? Done. I go, but should we be sending fighter jets to Ukraine or not? Like, no. Describe the show in 3 words. Done. Wow, I love a lull.
Yeah.
I just love a lull to gather.
Yeah. I love it.
I have some good news.
What do you got?
Osama bin Laden is getting a resurgence on TikTok.
Oh.
Have you guys seen this bullshit?
Oh, about the Israel-Palestine?
Someone like released, I don't know how real this is or if it's a way to manipulate people just to hating TikTok, but like someone's like, oh, they released that letter that he wrote to America basically saying like why the West is horrible and deserves to be attacked. Makes some good points. But
He does.
but
He made a lot of good points.
but it's going viral on TikTok, and the younger generation are like, we love him.
Well, like that. So I remember I was reading a book. It's called Ghost Wars, and it's about the Afghan war.
Mm-hmm.
And like the stated purpose of 9/11 was Israel-Palestine and our support of
Is
Israel.
that true?
Yeah.
Oh, I actually didn't
Yeah,
know
that's like the number.
excuse
there's a-
me, no, they hated us for our freedoms.
Yeah,
Do you not recall?
and democracy. Yeah, but like, but that was
no,
like
no, they hated us because we have rap music and they don't. Don't you remember?
But they like that. That was the stated reason. It got made into all that shit, and I think I've seen part of that like letter because it's like, so like the TikTok libs are like, see, like, well, Osama was actually right, but it's also like if you read the whole fucking letter, it's all the bad shit too. Like it's like all the theocratic,
Homophobic.
totalitarian, like
Yeah, he's not the savior we need right now. I just want to say official stance of the pod. Also, as we know from our conversations with our wonderful intern, 9/11 doesn't mean anything to younger generations.
yeah,
So like we're like,
that's interesting.
I just want to say official stance of the pod. Osama bin Laden, not a good guy, not the guy to follow.
I think
Murderer, psycho, not good. Also like a rich kid. So
Total
don't
rich kid.
No, I'm serious.
Nepo
Don't,
baby.
Nepo
Energy.
baby.
he is, no, he's,
Osama bin Laden, Nepo baby.
don't be fooled by this fucking. He's like a little like NYU kid.
Yeah.
He's a little rich kid. He's not to be worshipped. He's not it.
He did not need to go to the caves. He's a St. Mark's kid that's hanging on the
He
streets.
could have gone to the boat. He didn't need to go to the caves. He's like full of shit. That guy was full of shit.
He could have been at the DoubleTree.
Yeah, he could have been easily at the DoubleTree. Easily at the Kabul DoubleTree.
And he's hiding in the fucking caves. Yeah,
Yeah.
we know you could afford something better, Bin
He
Laden.
could have been at the Baghdad Hilton. Oh, he's like, but no, he's flicking up in the caves with the boys. Like, just he's just.
I'm like,
fake.
what are you? I'm poor.
He's so fake. That guy. He's so fucking
Sneaking
fake.
croissants on the side.
I want people to understand. I want the younger girlies to know, like, this is not the guy. He's full of shit.
That was lovely.
That was lovely.
That was really. Wait, how old were you? You're 34.
Yeah.
And I'm 35.
So how old were you when?
12.
12.
6th or 7th grade. Yeah. So
Mike?
whatever that was.
I was in 7th grade. So what? Yeah, 12, I guess.
Why?
also.
How old were you?
Senior in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's almost a different experience.
It probably very much was a different experience.
You were thinking about getting drafted.
I was. It was there.
Yeah.
And a lot of my classmates, the fucking dickheads, they signed up. But it was like, I do also remember though, like we had something where we all stood in the hallway at school and held hands. Okay. And to I don't know what that did, but the girl next to me
We
is
felt
like,
it in New York.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just so you know.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yeah, that was on that day when we got that random warm feeling of like everything's gonna be okay. That was the kids in Chicago public school holding hands for us.
Holding hands. Whispering, oh, you're gay. You're touching each other. That was them supporting New York.
So we're holding hands, and the girl next to me looks at me like just dead, terrified. And she's like, "Are you scared?" And I was like, "No." Like, what? We're in Villa Park.
Yeah.
We don't even got a tall building. Like, there's what are they gonna do?
Building.
Like,
They're gonna get a bus was 9/11
you know how good these guys gotta be to crash into Willowbrook High School? Like, what are they gonna fucking do? It's over. You know, like, but it was a very strange time.
It was a very strange
it was a
time.
very strange time. Go figure.
It was almost, I would say that what's going on right now is scarier to me because we don't believe in good and evil anymore. Like we were stupid enough
interesting.
or young enough or something enough back then where like they told us like, oh, they hate us for our freedoms. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
great. Yeah, I'm on our side. And now it's like nobody believes in like good guys and bad guys anymore because everyone's kind of good and kind of bad.
But that's also because nothing's happened to us. It's got to happen to us for us to feel anything. Israel-Palestine is like, we can all recreational have an opinion on it,
Yeah.
but we ain't
We're
there.
not there, yeah.
You know, like,
We don't get it.
like 9/11 was the one time that something actually hit us. If it happens again, we'll be the same way again.
You think we're going to, it feels like it might happen again. Something.
I
don't
think
know.
it won't happen again because of that exact reason. Because they know that they'll just fucking bomb the shit out of everyone.
Yes.
Like they know
Yeah.
if something happens, if they attack America, it's just
We
done.
would go so
Yeah.
psycho.
It would be
Yeah.
Insane response.
It would
Yes.
just be like, okay, let's all just die.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why like I've never been afraid of like North Korea. And it's like, what, Kim Jong-un, sure, he's crazy, but he's not insane. Like,
Yeah.
if they actually shot a missile at us, North Korea would be wiped off the fucking map tomorrow. And he knows that.
Yeah.
So he's not going to kill all of his own people for what, you know? So I'm really not afraid. Like, if you really think about 9/11, it's like the ghettoest attack ever. and it's 3,000 people, you know, like, and 3,000 people, of course, is bad, but
There we
it's
go.
in the scheme of things, you know, we've never been attacked ever. The one time is 9/11 and Pearl Harbor, which is barely America, you know, and it was a naval base. No one touches us. We got
Yeah,
bases in
I know.
other countries. Nobody has that.
But isn't the idea what's happening now is that we're being collapsed from within? Are like fighting on the internet, which is like documented. Other countries
Yes.
put people up to that. Like they are manipulating us
But
through
but
TikTok and through Instagram, social media. It's getting us to hate each other, not trust each other, not even care if we have a nation. So if we are attacked, who's going to even support us? Like we don't even support us anymore.
But
That's
if
the
we
thing.
do- but I-
whereas 9/11, it was like we still had this like we're in this bubble where it's like, oh yeah, it's us against them, blah blah blah. Nobody's going to go for that anymore.
I would argue that if we got attacked again, we would
You
band
think?
back together because I
think
think
we'd ban?
I think all the things here's the thing. I truly believe nobody's as mad as they sound.
Hmm.
So like the people on social media, it's fun to be mad. I love being mad.
Yeah.
And in social media, you're arguing for fun because we're so fucking comfortable by and large that this is what we're doing.
It's like an intellectual exercise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then if some real shit happened, we'd be like, all right, you know, like
I guess I'm worried that if some real shit happened, we wouldn't come back together. We would just be like, we hate ourselves as well, so we'll just not care.
I get that fear, but I don't have that
Okay.
fear.
I'm going to go with your idea then. I'm going to lean into your idea. Sebastian, what do you think? Will we come back together?
Kind of checked out. I kind of heard the combo. I go, I'm not going to chime in for this one. So I kind of looked around the room. I saw Mike was doing some DraftKings. There was some fantasy on his phone. I thought about what I did last night.
The proof's in the pudding right there.
Proof's in the pudding.
I'm not posting online though. Also, I'm not. I think people are affected by stuff, and that hurts them.
They're what's that? They're in.
This is why I didn't chime in.
What?
You pointed at me. It made her point.
I just read one of those books that like you nod your head yes when you want them to say yes.
Got it. So what did you do last night, Sebastian?
Oh, what did I do? I did pretty much nothing. I took an edible and I went on my exercise bike, and I was thinking like, this is like I was just over here drift. I was like, I guess it's not a bad habit to take an edible and go on the bike until it starts hitting and then get off. And then I
Yeah.
took a hot shower really high.
Nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it was
I like
really
that.
nice.
What time is bedtime?
I was early, but then I was up till 2:33.
Yeah. So this is the important stuff we need to cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fell asleep around
Slice of
9 to
life.
10:30. Woke up, watched a couple old Ink Masters.
Yeah.
Is that the tattoo guys?
Yeah,
Okay.
tattoo.
I missed a 12-leg parlay by one leg last night.
You do
Period.
parlays?
Yeah,
Not
a
supposed to
12-leg
do
parlay.
parlays.
Yeah, well, that's all I do. I bet $8. I would have won $250,
There we go.
Wow.
but I missed it
that's
by
a pretty,
one
Yeah,
assist.
That's a weak
bad.
parlay.
Yeah,
by
that's
one
pretty bad.
assist.
We're
I
only
only-
favorites.
because
Yeah.
I only bet $8. It was like
No,
a plus
but
3,000
12 legs. 12 legs on
Should
a
be
parlay,
more.
you should be making like $3,500.
If I bet
you got any
100,
balls.
if I bet $100, that would
No.
make
If you didn't pick only super favored teams,
Correct.
you must have picked
yes, I did.
only big, huge faves.
Yeah, it was plus 3,000 odds though.
Mm.
So
What was that? What were you betting on? Basketball?
basketball,
Okay.
my sport.
Interesting.
You're a football guy. You got to get to the
I'm
game.
a baseball guy.
Baseball
But-
guy.
yeah, but
I tried. I can't.
I could tell from the arm hair.
is that a thing? Is that a giveaway?
I feel like baseball dudes have a lot of arm hair. You know?
Baseball dudes
That's
and
a-
guitar dudes have that arm hair.
Baseball dudes and guitar dudes?
Yeah, guitar guys.
Interesting.
Okay, so you're a baseball guy.
I'm a bit, but I mean, I love football
The
too.
Cubs.
And no.
Oh.
What?
The White Sox?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know that.
Chicago Cubs.
Correct. But I hate the Cubs.
They suck. Okay.
That's a big
Big problem.
You
for
should know that.
Okay, I should know that.
But like in basketball,
The Bulls suck. They're
we're
going to trade that
ruined
guy.
because we were ruined by
Michael
Jordan.
Jackson.
Because I remember
I
talking
said
about
Jackson.
checking out. I used to
Yeah.
but during the second three-peat, bro, they were so good it was boring. And so there's no like when it's a foregone conclusion that we're gonna win, it's hard to care. And then we had Rose, and Rose was my favorite era of the Bulls. And then what happened to him? You know,
I don't even know who that is. You know, I
Derrick
checked out.
Rose. He's on the
Rose.
Knicks.
Oh, Derrick
Is
Rose.
he still on the Knicks?
No,
No,
they
he's on
traded him, but
Memphis.
sometimes they would never play him. But people would start chanting Derrick
Yeah.
Rose, and they would put him in. It was always a beautiful
superstar.
moment.
Yeah, you should.
Superstar.
When he was with the Bulls,
Wow.
he played like nobody else. And he
Well,
was
now they
really-
have that hot guy, but they're going to trade him.
who?
Zach Levine.
Zach,
Lamar.
Oh yeah, Zach is hot.
super
And-
hot, but about to get traded.
Yeah,
and then they
because we
have
picked
Headband
up-
Boy.
We picked up DeRozan for no
What
reason.
about Headband Boy?
the
I bet
ball
on
guy,
his-
ball brother.
yeah.
What's his name again?
From the Lakers.
Caruso. No,
Caruso.
Caruso.
Yeah.
I like him.
I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
good. He's like your quintessential white guy in basketball.
Yeah.
Tries really hard. Fundamentals.
Yeah.
Bald.
There are no hot whites in basketball.
No, and he definitely ain't.
There
one
are
of
no
them.
hot whites.
What about Luca? You don't think Luca's hot?
Sweet
Luka's
tea?
hot.
They call him Sweet Tea.
Why?
Sweet tea.
You should have seen him last night. He looked like he just came out of a Burger King. He's covered head to toe in compression. He's the only person in the NBA. He's the only person in the NBA who has two legs and two arms of compression.
Really?
He's so unhealthy.
Interesting.
Now, superstar though.
Yeah.
He hit on my parlay for sure.
Whining ass. He's a whining ass.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know,
I thought you said wine and ass.
I'm sure he gets plenty of those too.
all right. Well, I think we've covered a lot today. I was actually found it very fascinating, your HR history. So, do you have any final recommendations for our company about what we can do before we wrap this up?
No, you already cut the intern, so that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Shave your cost. That's all you got to do.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He's next.
He's-
You don't gotta tell me. I got one. I'm checked out during the pod. I'm late.
I clocked that late and checked out.
Oh no, I don't want to lose Seb. All right. Well, I'll have to make him a package offer to keep him here.
Yeah. Fun fact. No, you don't.
Okay.
People
What
always
do you think
think-
I need to do to keep Sebastian on the pod
To keep him on,
as a human resource?
come to Jesus talk. That's the thing.
Okay. Tell
Come
me
to
what that.
Jesus
Tell me
talk.
what that is. Let's end with that.
Let's say it's like Sebastian. Make sure Mike's not here, but tell him about it. Gossip about it later. Sebastian,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Bobby was 15 minutes early. You're 15 minutes late. How does that look? And then we're talking about the serious stuff. I saw Bobby look over at you, and I looked over at you. You were looking over here, Sebastian. Okay, don't even make me finish the sentence. I said what I need to say. You know what you need to do.
You didn't even know Bobby's name when it came.
Yeah.
Why'd you tell him that you followed him back?
Yeah.
Don't tell him that.
When we have guests on, we need to make them feel special, important, valued. We can't believe we booked them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You say, "What's your name, brother?" Hold on, let me see. Oh yeah, I'll give you a follow. I'll give you a follow back.
Like you're doing him a favor.
Like you're doing him a favor. He came here on a Sunday morning, and it's like you're acting like you're doing him a favor.
The highest status third mic in the business.
All right, this is an awesome episode. Where can people find you, Bob?
Instagram, Bobby.Condon, Condon.
I just gotta tell you, it's a good follow.
Sebastian was looking at your Instagram the whole time while he was not paying attention to our conversation about war.
Thank God they're captioned.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Love ya. Oh, enjoy Thanksgiving. Wonderful. I forgot this will come out right before Thanksgiving. I'll be at the Borgata and I may not come back.
I love that. Yeah, comment on the episode on YouTube.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, write a comment, like the video. You know, that's important to us.
You always have such good actionable items for people.
Actionable items.
That's the easiest way to support a podcast. You like it? Comment on it. Share with someone.
Yeah, thank you. Share,
It's
comment.
free.
Yeah, love you. All of it. Bye-bye.